So this is just a little video on how we're going to deal with your various common area doors, or what we refer to in our software as amenity doors. So this is going to be your library doors, your bathroom, your business center, front door, things of that nature. You'll always have the ability to simply make a credential as a master key under staff access here, and again, by definition, those will be credentials that will open any access point within your system. Under resident access, this will serve a couple of purposes. One is for obviously true residents, people that are residing in a bedroom unit there for a limited time. You'll create their credential here. But even for some of your non-residents, which this gets a little confusing because we are going to encode it under resident access, but even for your non-residents, this will be the starting point to make them a fob. And once you get into making the resident credential, you're going to select whether this is an additional credential or a replacement one. This will give you the description of what those different terms mean. But obviously, as I think you know, a replacement credential will cancel out any existing credential. In the case of somebody loses their fob or card, you would want to make them a replacement. In our example here, if we're just making an additional credential, the next step is we will have their names presumably in the database already. Every credential you make will be assigned to a specific user. So for us, we're going to assign it to John Doe. Now, the software wants us to basically tag any resident credential and assign them to a specific unit. Now, the way I think we'll administer that for you is we're going to have what we're going to call non-resident units in here, which is basically fictitious units within your database. So there will not actually be a door tagged as non-resident, but it's kind of a starting point for making the credential, because once we select that access point and we continue through the encoding process, the next step is we do have to have a expiration date. That is something we talked about. If you max it out, it does go out to 7 years. So in this case, it'll be 2023. And then here's how we're going to handle all of your additional access points. We will basically have a list of all the doors in your database right here, and you will pick and choose simply by clicking what doors that person will have access to. And then this is just a quick little recap saying I'm making a duplicate credential for John Doe. That's the unit it is assigned to. It is encoded now or today, and it will expire in 2023. And here are those additional amenity doors that credential will be granted access to. You will click on encode. The system or the encoder will encode that credential, and then you'll be able to use that at any door or doors that user had access to.